Yo, what's up, y'all? In this video, I'll be teaching you guys how to use Medic so you can be hitting combos like this. And I'll be also teaching you guys how to never lose a ranked match or a gank ever again. Now, let's get into the video. So the first thing that you would need for this would normally be a Crimson Spider Lily. And you can get this by doing boss raids or getting it from ranked. And what the Crimson Spider Lily does is make sure bloody canvas or guard break, so you can easily use a combo extender or an extra block break. Now for the stats, I'll be explaining what stats are good and what stats are not. So 45 medic, 20 speed, really good. It doesn't really have any cons to it. So this will be the mainly recommended, or what I would recommend for you to use for 45 medic, 20 speed. Now for the other builds that are listed on the screen, yeah, they're good. It's just I prefer 45 because you get Holy Orb, access to other entrances, and it's pretty reliable, and you get cool skills that do damage. Now I will be describing what you should use. For Ronkars, you should want to use Storm, Acid, Vampire, or Snake. And the reason why I say these, because these are really good. Acid does damage, Storm gives you more speed, Vampire gives you more lifesteal, and Snake has more combo potential. Now for Quincy's, you should want to use Death Dealing because you can land M1s, which is really good. Balance, so you can have HP, longer HP, so you can last longer in fights. Zombie, it's a really good trip. Or Glutton. Glutton also has lifesteal as well. Now for Soul Reapers, you would want to use Kyoku Sugetsu so you can get a 10% damage increase. Blood, for your HP back, you want to use Ink for just slowing and reducing their damage dealt to you. And Wind, just for extra combos, because Wind is good. I will be describing you guys what you should do and not do as a medic. So first things off, you would want to add these two things to your kit: Bloody Canvas and Throwing Rods. The reason why I say this because they're both really good and Bloody Canvas heals you. And also as a medic user, you should not, and I say you should not run the whole fight, because you will have medical rods and throwing rods, and if you run the whole fight, they can easily pressure you because of how much stats you're investing into a medic, so you wouldn't have enough flash stat to get away from them. And as a Ronkar medic, your HP should be the priority, because if you have Heal variant or you're an Ancient Vastagar, you automatically have defense. But Heal variant is better because you have extra defense. But as a Quincy or a Soul Reaper, you should prioritize mainly defense because you have no defense. You don't have Heal like the Ronkars. Now, let's talk about the combos that you should do, or how to even combo somebody. So first things off, you should always use a Bloody Canvas, because if you're using Crimson Spider Lily, like I said, it should guard break. And you should not spam your skills, because for whatever the reason, when they reworked Medic, they made the Ryatsu drain like crazy. Like it literally drains your Ryatsu. Like you cannot fight somebody the whole time while having 3 bars or 2 bars of Ryatsu. You're mainly going to be at 1 bar. That's why I said you should always have a You should always have a weapon that gives you a good amount of soul style, or you can land it efficiently. Not a weapon that you can't really land a critical with. That's why Your weapon should be your priority, and your M1 should be your priority because your soul style will really help you in the long run. And I forgot to mention this, but you should not spam throwing rods because you're not going to land it 90% of the time. Because if you're not in their face when you use it, it's not going to land. And the effects only proc the first time you land it. Let's say if you hit somebody's block and you land a throwing rod, it's just going to be on their body. When you use gelling rods, it's not going to do anything but just do extra damage. That's why I said if you have a guard break like Bloody Canvas and then you use throwing rods, it's going to siphon some of their HP to you and the Ryatsu, and it's going to possibly put a yellow rod or orange looking rod that holds them in place or applies the crippling effect, which allows you to use a Sarah grab, first place second, or any other move. And as a medic, you would want to like punish people for what they're doing. You should not always play the aggressive, because if once you play the aggressive, it's going to drain your Ryatsu like crazy. And when you have no Ryatsu, and let's say you're 5 bars and they're lower than you, they can easily just pressure you because you have absolutely no Ryatsu. That's why as a medic, you should want to either play the aggressive passive or you should want to punish somebody every time they do something. I forgot to mention this, but Ryatsu disc is going to be your best friend. You should always want to throw it on the ground so they don't know where it's coming. So when they're holding block, you can apply pressure and hit them with a critical, which guard breaks them, or hit them with a blade canvas that also guard breaks them. You should also want to add Discord to your kit because it applies a 30% damage increase, and it also lasts very long. And this is very important because if you're a medic, and if you're like want to become like an offensive, aggressive medic, you should want to become a Discord type of medic. You should want to use Discord for one of your skill box skills because none of the medic skill box skills do any damage. And Discord applies a debuff. And who doesn't want to do more damage? And that's it for the ultimate meta guide. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and join the Discord. I'll see y'all boys later.